What's your name and your badge number?
Don't give it to him.
You have to.
No, I just get you mine. I'm the primary officer. I'm the primary officer.
Okay, so why are they here? Am I being detained?
Yes, you're still being detained for questioning of what took place on the train.
And since I'm being detained, then at this point I like to assert my Fifth Amendment privilege.
Walked away from the ID Refusal Pro, the series that breaks down real-life encounters between citizens and law enforcement. Today's footage comes from Big Nick's South Florida accountability, recorded on April 15, 2019 in Hollywood, Florida, involving Hollywood PD officers and private G4S security. The key issue: can police legally demand ID when there's no crime committed? This case puts Florida Statute 911.151 under the spotlight. Shout out to Big Nick for documenting this moment. Drop your state or type pro in the comments if you've learned something.
What's going on, man?
What's your name and your badge number?
Officer Pitts, 3199.
Thank you.
Hey,
what's your name and your badge number?
Hold on. What's your name, sir? What is your name?
What crime do you suspect me of committing?
Well, they want to trespass warn you, which they have the right to do off their train.
So I don't need to get my name
I'm
for
trying
a
to talk
warning.
to you.
All right.
First of all,
I don't want to talk though.
They need your
What's your
identification.
name? No.
For the form. Yes, they do.
No, they told me to leave. I left. By law, I left. You can warn me.
I need your information to put in my system to trespass.
No, I'm not. What crime do you suspect me of committing?
Trespassing. And I'm asking you for your information so I can write into
what crime? Articulate a crime.
From the train station.
Okay, they told me to leave and I left. So what crime did I commit? Absolutely not. 901.151 stays different.
Give me your name, please.
Florida Penal Code stays different.
I'm asking for your name.
Okay.
Name and date of birth, sir.
I'm not giving you my name.
What is your name and date of birth?
What's your name and your badge number?
Don't give it to him.
You have to.
No, I just get you mine. I'm the primary officer. I'm the primary officer.
Okay, so why are they here?
Because they're my backup.
Okay, I need their names. In case you violate my rights, I need to know who to contact.
Their form,
and I'm not giving it.
Sergeant
they asked me to leave. They asked me to leave, and I left. Okay, so you don't need my information. So you don't need. No.
Big Nick is calmly approached by Officer 31.99, who immediately demands his name without articulating any reasonable suspicion of a crime, violating the standards of illegal detainment. The officer justifies the stop by saying the train staff wants Nick trespassed. However, under Florida Statute 91.151, an individual is not required to provide identification unless law enforcement can clearly state a suspected offense. This is a textbook ID refusal moment. When does a private request become a criminal investigation? Comment your opinion below. Was this stop legally justified?
I'm not giving them my information. Florida Penal Code 901.
See this?
Florida Penal Code says I don't care.
It states that you need to provide them.
First, you need to warn me, which you're doing now, and I'm not on that.
I have nothing to do with
it. Good. So I'm not. You can't force me to give them.
Hold on, let me talk.
You can't force me to give my ID without breaking the law.
Well, when the police officer asks for identification,
that's not what Florida Penal Code 901.151 states. It states suspicion of a crime, about to commit a crime, or have committed a crime. You can pat me, but you can't search me. I do not agree to any illegal searches or seizures.
That's fine. Here comes the sergeant now. That's great.
Okay, good.
Do me a favor. You can hold your phone.
Am I being detained?
Well, right now, yes, you are.
For what crime?
For trespassing.
Okay.
You're obstructing my investigation.
I'm not obstructing. I'm talking to you.
Okay.
I need the sergeant, please.
Sergeant's coming, sir.
Thank you. And so you told them not to identify to a citizen, right?
No,
you told them
dealing with me. I'm the primary.
But they're here.
No, they have nothing to do with it.
They respond to
this.
First of all, why are you so loud? Back up a little bit.
I'm right here.
Okay, but back up a little bit.
Because you're right next to me.
No, you walked up to me. Okay, I'm going to step a step back. I'm going to take a step back. Now, am I being detained?
Yes, you're still being detained for questioning of what took place on the train.
And since I'm being detained, then at this point, I like to assert my Fifth Amendment privilege.
Big Nick firmly challenges Officer 31.99 by quoting Florida Statute 91.151, stating police cannot demand ID without reasonable suspicion of a crime. The officer insists he needs a name to complete paperwork, but administrative convenience is not a legal exception to ID refusal. Nick also asserts his Fourth Amendment rights by refusing any warrantless search or seizure. This isn't just a legal debate, it's a test of power versus law. Should convenience override constitutional rights? Drop your thoughts. Does paperwork justify bypassing pause?
Oh my God. What took place on the train that they didn't want to trespass for you? That's what we're asking.
I don't know. Investigate them.
I did. I already talked to her. But I want your side of the story.
I don't have a side.
There's two sides of a story, right?
I don't have a side. I don't answer questions, buddy.
You don't answer questions?
No.
Okay, but you have to provide ID when police.
No, I don't.
For an investigation, yes, you do.
Suspicion of a crime, about to commit a crime, have committed a crime.
You can have it with them.
901.151.
I know what it is, sir.
I'm an activist.
I know.
And you know I don't have to give you my information.
I see.
You know I don't have to give you my information. So all that when the police.
First of all, you have to give your name for the form for them.
No, I don't,
their
because
system.
no, they asked me to leave and I left. I know the law. I'm very well versed in the law.
Okay.
They told me to leave and I left.
Okay.
So that's my
Very
warning.
versed.
I'm very versed in the law.
Ask you, they want to put you in the system, so when we have to deal with you again, if we do, it's already there, sir.
Then that's when you get it. If I break the law, that's when you get
But
it.
no, we put it now. So
No, I don't like giving my name to the government for nothing.
How do you get checks for paid and stuff like that?
I
right?
said
It's
for
not-
nothing.
For nothing, but for anything, right? So
I don't like giving my information to the government for just randomly.
Stop yelling at me.
I'm not. I can yell. I can talk. Freedom of speech.
I'm asking you to stop yelling at
Do
me.
you feel
And-
threatened?
I kind of do.
Okay, then you can go.
I can't go, honestly.
You can go.
Believe me, I wish I could.
Okay.
It would be a resolved issue.
Where's the sergeant? I want to talk to the
Sergeant's over
sergeant.
there.
Call the
He's
sergeant.
coming to talk to you.
Because I'm being illegal.
Big Nick immediately asserts his Fifth Amendment right to remain silent the moment Officer 31.99 declares he is detained. The officer insists that silence is not an option, yet a lawful detainment still requires reasonable suspicion, which he does not articulate. Nick repeats his position under Florida Statute 91.151, refusing to provide ID without a clearly stated offense. This is the peak of an ID refusal standoff, raising the central question: when a citizen asserts constitutional rights, must police justify their authority or escalate pressure? Share your view in the comments.
Illegally detained right
Are you
now.
really? Are you? Have you provided your name and your information? You
I
can
don't
take
have
it
to,
away.
and you know that. That's why I'm not in
Maybe it's
cuffs.
their fault.
That's why you're not taking me to. I'm not giving up my information.
It's not my headache, dude.
Okay,
It's
then why you
but
still
I'm trying to
here?
help them get the information they need. And
Okay.
I'm putting you in a system myself for contact, and you don't want to do that.
No,
You want to elevate it to somewhere else.
I'm not elevated. You're gonna elevate it. All you have to do is follow the law.
I am following the law.
No, then follow 901.151. Follow Penal Code 901.151. Follow Penal Code 901.151.
Sir.
You know what that states, right?
The law,
What crime have I committed?
Well, you were causing a disturbance on the
I didn't cause the disturbance. They did. They asked me to leave, and I got off. I followed their
They need the
rules.
information for their report, sir.
Okay, but no, that's not how the law works.
You're not in my law. Like I'm not.
Okay,
I wasn't
so why are you trying to force me to give them my information when I don't have to?
Report, sir.
She can just put a
But
good
then-
citizen
Good citizen.
for her
You say
to report.
good citizen?
Good citizen.
Okay. So when the police get involved, I can identify you
No.
for purposes. Yes.
Not unless you suspect me of committing a crime.
I can suspect you're creating disturbance on a train.
No,
Yes, I can.
you can't. I didn't.
To them.
I didn't. According to
So,
me, I didn't.
so let me say-
So their
I think-
word is more powerful than mine.
You wouldn't tell me the story. I just asked you what
But
happened.
I'm telling you now, I didn't
now
create
you
a
wanna explain.
disturbance.
Okay.
I'm telling
So
you now, I
explain
didn't
to me-
create.
I asked you. a
There's
minute
no
ago.
explaining.
Explain. I don't. Just,
Okay,
give me
the
a whole story.
explanation is.
There you go.
The explanation is
Thank you,
I did
sir.
not cause a disturbance.
Okay, well,
The explanation is they asked me.
Did that happen?
They asked me to get off the train. I
Well, why
complied
did they ask you to get off the train?
because they don't like the shoes I wear.
That wasn't according to them. You were playing loud music.
They lied to you.
Okay, so I'm asking you to explain that to me.
Yeah, they don't like the shoes I'm wearing.
So that's the reason they didn't like the shoes
Yeah.
you were. They didn't like your black Reeboks that you
Right.
were wearing, and that had them put you off the train.
Right.
Conductor as well.
Right.
So if I take a sworn statement for both of them, they're
You can do what you want to do. They can lie on a sworn statement.
Okay. Here's the sergeant. You can talk to him. You wanted the sergeant.
We're good. We're good.
You want to talk to him?
No, this guy does this all the time.
I shake your hand, Sergeant.
I know.
So you're not gonna say man, Sergeant?
But
You're not gonna say Hanson. What's your badge number, Hanson?
3065.
Thank you.
Hanson, 3065.
Let your dog know.
I'm not a dog, number one. I'm not a dog, number one.
Let your dog know
I'm not a
that
dog,
he
number
can't attack
one.
me.
You
Look at
understand?
him.
I'm not a dog.
Hey, back
I'm
up
an
from a
officer.
taxpaying law-abiding citizen.
Refer to you in that
I'm an
derogatory
officer.
term?
Do
I'm an
not
officer.
intimidate a
You're not a
law.
dog.
You're not
I'm
acting
not-
like a law.
Oh,
You're not
I am.
acting like an
I
officer.
am.
No, you trying to
I'm not
demand
a
me to
dog.
give my
I'm an
information
officer.
to them.
They need it for their report.
I don't care, and I'm
then
telling
an
you,
officer
you're trying to.
actually-
That's
No.
not true, Sergeant. You hear what he said, Sergeant?
Subject.
When the officer asked me my name, I have to give it to him.
If you're being detained, you are.
Yeah.
No, I have to be legally
But
detained.
you do this so often, we actually know who you
I have to be lawfully
I'll give it
detained.
to the system. Have a nice day.
Lawfully detained.
Stay out of my face.
I'm not in your face. You just came right here.
Big Nick demonstrated a lawful ID refusal, calmly asserting his rights under Florida Statute 91.151, the Fourth Amendment, and the Fifth Amendment. Officer 31.99 repeatedly failed to articulate reasonable suspicion, relying instead on vague claims and procedural pressure. We rate Big Nick's conduct A for legal awareness and composure. Officer 31.99 receives a C, as his actions reflect poor understanding of statutory limits. This encounter shows that ID refusal is not about defiance, it's about knowing the law, stay informed, and always ask, what crime have I committed? Subscribe to ID Refusal Pro for legal breakdowns like this, and don't forget to support the original work at Big Nick South Florida Accountability.